talking once again.
That's what he says every time. I cannot believe we're still back to square one on this shit, dude. The tit for tat, will the war continue? The war is going to end. The Iranians are begging me to stop. I cannot believe it. Like there was just like a brief moment, like a 2-week long moment where we're like, oh my God, maybe something different can happen. It's been 3 hours since projectiles targeted 2 coastal provinces in Iran, and it's still unclear who actually conducted the attacks. Flight data certainly suggests at least American involvement, but U.S. officials have denied carrying out the strikes. There are lots of rumors circulating, but I'm waiting for either a preliminary Iranian investigation or for a party to claim responsibility. The very unusual statement from U.S. officials and the limited scale of the strikes indicates to me that it's very likely a Gulf state or multiple, especially considering what we know about their involvement in the 40-day war. Oh my God, they're going to sick the GCC on Iran so that Iran just fucking deploys all of their munitions on the GCC instead of Israel. And the dumb fucks over at the Gulf states are stupid enough to do that. That's crazy. Yeah. Back to military pressure in an attempt to get concessions out of Iran, which literally failed. You look rough. You feeling okay? I'm feeling great.
A little while ago, they want to make a deal so badly. I just don't know if they're worthy of making a deal. I don't know that they're going to honor the deal.
That deal now appearing as elusive as ever as the U.S. launched a second night of strikes on Iran, hitting at least 90 Iranian military targets after retaliating with more than 80 strikes Tuesday, following Iranian attacks on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz earlier this week. Iran responded by hitting U.S. military targets in Bahrain and Kuwait and threatened to completely close the strait. Vice President J.D. Vance, who has been deeply involved in talks with the Iranians, vowed retaliation should that happen.
If they try to close it down, there's going to be a response for the American military. It's that simple.
But Iran is standing firm. The Speaker of Parliament posted on X, "The era of bullying and extortion is over. We don't fold." Before returning to the U.S., Trump tried to cool concerns of a prolonged war after oil prices spiked and stocks tumbled.
I think anything that happens is going to be over very quickly. And will only...
Dude, I can't believe how easy it is to just manipulate the stock market if you're the motherfucking president of the United States. It's crazy. Like, people go to school for this shit, man. How is this possible? Imagine being a fucking commodity trader who spent their entire lives, okay, trying to game this shit out. And then you got a president who's like, war is back on. And then boom, all of a sudden, prices go up. Only waiting for the next moment for the same president to turn around and be like, war is actually going to end any moment now. Like, why learn anything? It doesn't make any sense. These people have goldfish memory, bro. Yeah, Israel's very astute at knowing the exact moment to play with Trump's psychology. Israel shared new intelligence with the U.S. that it said it indicated a fresh Iranian plan to kill President Trump. People familiar with the matter said Iran for years have vowed openly to retaliate against Trump for the assassination of Qasem Soleimani. Trump on Wednesday alluded to the threats to his life when speaking to reporters in Ankara, Turkey. They want to take out the U.S. leader. Me, he said. I'm on every list. I saw this morning. I'm on every single one of their lists. Yeah, he didn't even take the the Qatari jet, which he sent back to. He sent back the gifted jet to the UK. Actually, he's taking the regular Air Force One. Interesting. I thought you trusted them. What is this? Did you see this? It's definitely Trump or Pete. A U.S. official said the current escalation could last a day or two, a week or a month, depending on whether Iran continues attacking ships in the Strait of Hormuz. We're going to slap them a bit so they understand we're not fucking around. That's Trump. That's just Trump. A U.S. official is just Trump. That's Donald Trump. Why won't you just say it's Donald Trump? Who else talks like that, man? It's my understanding that the Qatari jet wasn't outfitted with an ECM and anti-missiles type shit. Yes, your understanding is correct. You want to know why? The runway to build Air Force One is infinitely longer than the amount of time it took to retrofit the Qatari jet and turn it into Air Force One, which means that they didn't spend a decade of development to ensure that it had the anti-missile systems, and not only that, but also like the refueling capabilities. It's not even that they cut corners, guys. They just changed the paint and they looked for bugs. That's it. That's it. Which, you know, if you're not the biggest fan of Trump, you're probably like, who gives a shit, right? Well, clearly, at least this dumbass was finally smart enough to recognize that he would be in great danger if he continued flying around with that plane that he demanded he receive in like a matter of months. For the record, I'm telling you right now, this is one area where I have at least a little bit of knowledge on, okay? It takes a fucking decade to build these goddamn planes. There's so much important shit in these planes. Like, you can't just like retrofit a random civilian plane in a matter of months. All they did was check it for bugs and change the paint. That's it. Yeah, you can't just hang ECM and a refueling nozzle on a civilian plane. I could, but I'm different. Well, I guess you're not Boeing. Yeah, same Israeli intelligence who convinced Trump that Iran didn't have the stones to shut down the Hormuz, that assassinating Khamenei would lead to civil war and regime change, has now informed the president that Iran wanted to assassinate him. Do I think that's the main reason as to why Donald Trump is behaving this way? No. I think Trita Parsi is maybe a little wrong. I just don't agree with Trita Parsi's assessment. He thinks that Israel is applying pressure in a moment where Trump is the weakest, and that's the reason why Trump is reacting this way, this aggressively. What is this? I think it got repossessed. What got repoed? No, the Qatari jet did not get repoed. He just can't fly with it because he's scared. If Qatar, imagine Qatar being like, hey, we need the plane back, you fucking piece of shit. Scared of what? Assassination. I'm willing to bet Israel told Trump. I'm willing to bet Israel told Donald Trump that Iran was going to hit their plane. Iran was going to hit Air Force One. Anyway. There has to be an explanation for why Trump got so angry yesterday. It wasn't a few tankers getting shot. There's speculation Americans were killed or a carrier group ship struck. Trump deploying the Islamic Japan decoyed the fact that there were 110 anti-ship missiles shot. I don't think that he's smart enough to say Islamic Republic of Japan when explaining that 110 anti-ship missiles were struck. But I do agree with the first part of that. I will admit, though, it's quite difficult to figure out what the fuck Trump is saying and doing. You know? It's virtually impossible to comprehend why he's saying certain things and why he's doing certain things. I don't think Trump knows why he says and does certain shit. A production facility is an interesting way to put it. In the U.S., there are over a dozen different production facilities for Patriot interceptors alone, each producing only a subset of components or handling final assembly, with hundreds of suppliers involved in the production chain.